Reet pulled up to your apartment and you saw him with the Zen, bro, I already know Reet Zens, bro. I already know Reet Zens, bro. 100% Reet Zens, bro.
Oh my God, just the confidence to just stand up and just know you're gonna hit someone. I want to go back and watch like 6 of your arena games and just count how many times you actually miss with your shotgun. Like how many times you miss a shot.
The king of peace control is rapidly building a new name for himself, and it's not a good one. This is the story of Reet. The story begins in July of 2020 when Epic Games hosted the DreamHack Open Finals. It was in this tournament where an unknown user by the name of Reet got 19 kills in his final game against the best players in North America. After destroying pros including Booga and High Sky, his flawless aim and confidence had casters and viewers in awe. Everyone was wondering who this guy was and where did he come from. After this moment, Reet would go on to win hundreds of thousands of dollars from cash cups and FNCS tournaments, dominating pros at a level that, quite frankly, didn't seem possible. In the last FNCS, Reet placed second. The top 3 teams were almost 130 points ahead. It was as if they were playing a different game. Something was off. In Reet's first 2 years of Fortnite, his tournament gameplay was consistent, but consistently bad. Struggling to place even in the top 2,000, there was no noticeable improvement. Why was it after this one tournament in July of 2019 when everything suddenly changed? Reet instantly started winning, and winning all of the time. He went from a top 2,000 player to winning tournaments in regions that weren't even his own. Nobody instantly goes from average to a multi-region pro in a single night, except Reet. So what made Reet special? I spent weeks digging up information to find the real answers, and nobody is going to enjoy hearing them. These answers are much bigger than just Reet. I discovered there's problems that have been silently plaguing Fortnite since even before the World Cup. We're about to get into some sensitive information, and I need to make this clear. This video is not me promoting cheating. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. Cheating is bannable and against TOS. This video is me exposing how many members in the pro scene are lying to you.
Know your PC in the next 5 seconds. I'm not using it. It's right here. I'm not using it, bro.
The intention of this video is to convince Epic Games to find a solution by showing how many users are secretly doing this. Initially, I was excited to make a video on Reet's story and talk about how impressive he was. But after looking at all of his placements, watching all of his videos, and studying his scrim performance, I started coming across moments and clips that were making me suspicious. Now, I didn't want to accuse anyone of cheating and mess up like I did with clicks, so I researched harder. I dug into the depths of the internet, but the more I dove, the more I discovered things that I didn't want to. Let's start at the beginning of my suspicion. Throughout 2019, Reet competed in competitive events all year, but his placements were not impressive at all. In fact, my placements were even better. The problem is that there was no improvement. He consistently placed 1,500th to 3,000th in all of his solo events for 11 months. He finally broke the streak on November 28th, where he out of nowhere placed first in a solo cash cup. But instantly after that, he went right back to placing in the top 2,000s for another 6 months. But 1 week before FNCS, everything changed. On May 1st, 2020, Reet would get his first top 400 solo cup placement since November, and a week after that, he went on to place in the top 15 for 5 of the 6 total rounds of FNCS qualifiers. With these placements, he qualified for FNCS finals and then placed third in both sessions, winning himself $15,000. Within 1 week, Reet went from a top 2,000 player to a top 3 player. This obviously caught my attention, but what was even more interesting is the fact that he instantly stopped playing for the entire next month of June. He came back though in July, where he ended up playing DreamHack, getting his infamous 19-kill game. He released the video of that ended up going viral, gaining over 1 million views, kickstarting his YouTube career and streaming career. But this was just the beginning of Reet's insane gameplay. Throughout the following months of August and September, Reet continued to slay tournaments, racking up thousands of dollars, 7,000 to be exact, and was quickly picked up by a professional esports organization called Extra Gaming. Now, speaking of thousands of dollars, all of my sack money goes to giveaways. The next one is another Scuff Infinity controller and will be announced on my Twitter, just like everything else I do. To enter, just follow me and send me a picture of you using code EXALTED in the item shop. I currently only have 4 supporters, so honestly your odds are pretty good. But what really matters is how 2 weeks later in October, Reet would play what would be considered the best game anyone has ever played in Fortnite history. It took place in the next DreamHack tournament, where he placed first in opens and third in finals. I'm about to show you footage of his third game, but keep in mind, he entered this game in first place, meaning he's going against the best players on the leaderboard. Now, just like any other pro, Reet does have good game sense and good rotations, but what really stands out is his aim, and it stands out a lot. After winning DreamHack by over 100 points, all eyes were on Reet. Not only was he dropping 20 bombs and one-shotting every pro that dared to ever look into his eyes, but he was casually dropping 30 bombs in Arena too. Aussie Antics couldn't help but to watch one of his games on stream and was clearly in disbelief, just like I was, as to how flawless his shots were.
The closest you've come. Oh my god, just the confidence to just stand up and just know you're gonna hit someone. Oh my god, I want to go back and watch like 6 of your arena games and just count how many times you actually miss with your shotgun. Like how many times you miss a shot.
About 2 weeks later, at the end of October, Reet released a video called When Reet Enters God Mode. It consisted of the best and most recent plays he had, except his plays lasted 11 minutes. It was a really long video, and it consisted of him squad wiping pros with nothing but max damage shotgun shots. At this point, I'm positive that something's going on. How does anyone go from placing top 2,000 for 2 years to instantly winning every single tournament? A voice in the back of my head kept asking, have players really figured out how to cheat? Disappointed in the direction that this video was now taking me, I started up my investigation to figure out the truth. It was in the May FNCS when Reet started placing out of nowhere, and I was going to find out how. I stumbled across a video of Arab coaching an unknown controller player, and the title was, I coached an aimbotter in FNCS. Clearly this was supposed to be a joke, but the strategy this controller player used throughout FNCS wasn't a strategy a regular controller player could perform. If they could have, they would have done it.
This video, I was actually coaching Matik, my friend on EU, during the solo FNCS. I noticed how OP aim assist actually was, and I told him double scar aim assist. You know, maybe this is the new strat. So hopefully you guys enjoy. He absolutely just wipes the whole lobby.
I started to wonder if the video title was actually a joke. What are the odds that both controller players started dominating at the exact same time in the exact same tournament? This was the moment I realized there's definitely something darker that the pros are hiding.
Baby, it's Matik next. Yep. Matik, there's 3 more kills. You need
I reached out to all the pros I am close with, the ones who would answer my questions honestly. Through careful questioning, I learned that I had no clue how many players were actually cheating, and it terrified me. I got into a call with 3 other pro players who were willing to tell me everything. What one of them told me gave me chills. He has over 20,000 earnings, and he said to me, it's a serious problem. With the right script, controllers can track you through walls. He then said, why do you think so many players have been switching to controller? I asked how long this was going on, which another one of the pros responded, since before the World Cup, I think. Speechless from that information, I realized I'd have to research the World Cup days, but first, here's how the cheating works. Players buy a device called the Corona's Zen. They plug their controller into it, then plug the Zen into their PC or console. Next, they load up different scripts into the Zen and it modifies their controller signal. It can be used in legal ways, but can also be abused to get advantages that are definitely considered cheating. Advantages like soft aim or 3 times stronger aim assist. Zens are currently undetectable because it's not a computer software. When plugged in, your PC just thinks it's a normal controller. Anti-cheat engines detect software, not hardware. Zens are super easy to hide too. Streamers can easily place it under their desks or out of sight of their webcam. Now, with the safety of users sitting at home for online tournaments, there's no way that Epic could know if you're using one. But during an in-person tournament like the World Cup, they can. and it clearly ruined the controller player's ability to perform. First place in World Cup solos earned 59 points. The most points earned by a controller was 16. 4 out of 6 controller players couldn't even place in the top 70, and none of them placed in the top 30. The reason this is so surprising is because of how much they dominated in the qualifiers. The most obvious example of a cheater is Unknown Army. He only played 3 out of the 5 qualifiers and qualified himself twice. Not only was he one of the only players to qualify multiple times by placing 1st, 2nd, and 21st, but he was also the most dominant solo player in the entire NA East region. Sadly though, the second he left the safety of his own home, Unknown Army's gameplay flipped upside down. During the World Cup, he only scored 6 points with 3 eliminations. Discovering that cheating is the only way to compete next to the pros we look up to is heartbreaking. But what I hadn't realized is how many of the people around me were also cheating. In a game where hundreds of thousands of dollars are on the line, people will do anything they can to win. It's demotivating to see players like Unknown Army make over $100,000 by cheating without ever getting caught. No matter how much you play and practice, players like Reet will continue to beat you over and over, ultimately winning, pushing his $90,000 in earnings higher and higher. The worst part is that because it's so easy to hide, Reet and your other favorite streamers will continue to use it and continue to make money off your donations. You may have thought that you were supporting their hard work and talent, but in reality you're just being lied to and your money is going to cheaters. It's safe to assume that almost every controller pro is taking advantage of this. Over 130,000 Zens have been sold, meaning that you're probably surrounded by more cheaters than you think. It's so bad now that players are even putting Zen in their name. Now this leads us to the hardest question yet. How do we solve the problem? Fortnite will die rapidly if the only way to compete is to cheat. It's happened to so many games before. A prime example is CSGO. Why would someone want to practice and play a game if they're just gonna die to something that's impossible to beat? The only way to compete would be to even out the playing field and cheat for themselves. But how fun really is that? In the description, I linked all the information I found regarding Zen so you can learn and help come up with a solution. Comment it down below and maybe Epic will see it. Sadly, making videos like this frustrates the pro community as I'm exposing their secrets and getting in the way of their money. I do this though to be fair to you guys. You're still here, you clearly like my content. You can click the Linktree link in the description below and follow me on whatever you want. Like and subscribe with notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.